Hi, friends. Welcome to Pastor M's Corner. I'm really excited about this account. This has been a long time coming, a dream of mine, to really take some time and think about what do I want people to know? What do I want the world to be benefited from? What are the things, if I could share something, any kind of maybe gifting I might have or something I could offer, what's one thing I would share? And for me, really, my heart is kids ministry. Anything that has to do with kids, teaching kids, loving kids, playing with kids, helping kids grow. I love kids ministry. And I've had a lot of years of working with children. And for me, I was like, I feel like there are a lot of really incredible resources out there that are great and they're awesome. And it's wonderful. There are big companies that are doing great things with kids. But there is not a lot for the everyday kids pastor, the everyday kids director, the everyday mom who's just at home with her kids and just wants to do some things with them at home. It's all really extravagant and kind of big when you hear about it. But for me, I'm just like, how do we help those that are just working with smaller groups of kids in churches, but they really care and they want things that are excellent, but things that are kind of homemade. And that's really a lot of who I am. So I thought, I'm going to take all these years of experience, all the things I've done, and start putting them into some trainings and start putting out resources for people. So I wanted to share a little bit of my vision statement, if I could have one. Okay. My vision for this is to create resources and a space to grow for the everyday kids pastor or director in an effort to see kids grow developmentally in their faith and in their relationships. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about seeing kids grow. And I know kids teach us so much when we teach them. Some whys, some things I thought about, and I was like, man, why do I want to do this? What is it in it? What's in it for me? I want to see a world where priority is placed on ministering to kids in every area of their lives. I want to see a world that views working with kids as the most important work there is. I want to see a world where adults respect kids and treat them like they want to be treated. I want to see a world where the voice of a child is given a seat at any table. And I want to see a world where those who work with kids are intentionally resourced. That's what I want to see. That's what I hope this entire thing is going to be. Pastor M's Corner is all about resourcing you and helping kids grow. One of my favorite things I love to say is kids are not just our future. They are our most important now. You want a child to know they matter? Get on your knees, look them in the eye, call them by name. And in essence, isn't that what we all really truly want? We want people to really look at us, to really see our value, and to really meet us in that space, in that intimate space where they just know us. And that's my hope for this whole thing. You're going to see some fun things. You're going to see some resources. Super excited about some of the things I'm going to put out. Some of the things I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about VBS. What do you do with VBSs? How do you do things like, how do you even create a VBS? And I'm even going to put out a VBS curriculum for next year that I really want people to be able to use that has the entire package for you to get for your church. Or if it's something you want to do at home as well. I want to talk about how do you start a kids ministry? Okay, you're a kids pastor or a director and someone walked in and they said, hey, we need someone to help in the kids ministry. Can you run this team? Can you find volunteers? Can you just help out in kids ministry? But you have no idea where to start. You have no previous training. I want to talk about that. That is huge to me. I want to talk about volunteer vetting. What do you do when you're looking at someone who's coming in to volunteer in a kids ministry? How do you vet them? What about their training? What are the things that you train on? When should you train? How often should you train? I want to talk about things like how do you put together an application? What do you put in a training manual for a volunteer when they enter? What are the requirements? There's more things I want to talk about, like challenges and rewards of kids ministry. What are the things that are difficult, right? What are the things that are wonderful? What are the things that we as a church need to improve on? I want to talk about how to bridge the gap between youth ministry and kids ministry. What do you do there? How do you work with your youth pastor to make sure that your ministry is doing well and also transitioning well? I want to give you like worship resources. I want to help you understand what does it mean to equip children as leaders, because kids are leaders too. How do you do that? How do you help them lead? I want to talk about resources for parents, healthy rhythms and consistency for your team and for your benefit for the kids. I want to talk about how do you put together a discipline policy? What do you even do with that, right? Parents are going to ask you, and you need to have an answer for that. There's other things, even just for you as a kids pastor, kids director, person that works with kids. How do you find rest? How do you put up boundaries, right? I want to talk about high commitment and high respect asked of those that are on your team. I want to talk about what it means to have effective small groups for kids, storytelling techniques, all the things. There's more. I have so many things I want to share with you, and I'm hoping that this will be a place that is kind of that catch-all resource for you in your ministry. Like I said, I'm going to put out products, things you can use, things you can edit, you can use in your ministry. I hope that it is something that you find super helpful. I am really excited to do it for you. I will say that the traditional kids pastor or person that works with kids, I'm sure in your church, you kind of met them. Maybe they're sweet and kind and they have this really cute little voice, right? And they work with kids and everybody just adores them and they think they're the sweetest person in the world. I want to talk to you about what are the qualifications of a person that works in kids ministry, because I promise you sweetness and kindness, as much as it goes a long way, it is not the only thing that takes you far in a kids ministry. Okay. I will say I am definitely not your cookie cutter Christian kids pastor type person. I am full of grit and tenacity. And there's a lot of confidence that God has built in me through all the years of working with kids. And I will say there's a lot of fight in me of wanting to see a world that really treasures kids. And I don't think that's done in just a sweet, kind of innocent, kind little way. I do think there's a grit and a tenacity that needs to happen amongst those that work with kids. And I believe that if you really talk to and you really get to know the kids pastors, directors, teachers of the world, you're going to realize, man, these people are tough. They have so much to give, so much leadership. And I want to talk about that. How do you lead well in a place, in a church, in your home, in the community as a Christian who wants your kids to be ministered to? That's so important to understand. So I'm really excited. I hope you enjoy all the content coming your way. And if you could do me a solid and just share this with other people, if you feel like there's a ministry that you're like, man, this lady's coming out and she's got so much to share about how to work with kids, then I hope that you'll do that. I'm the everyday person. I have so much I've learned the hard way. I've had people who have been on my team that'll probably tell you there's things I've definitely screwed up and needed to improve on, that have talked to me about it. And it's been great for me to kind of change and kind of evolve and become this person. There's so much more I have left to learn, you guys. So I'm sure you're wondering, why do I even listen to this girl? I don't know her, right? Who is this woman? All I'm going to say is I'm Emily. I'm your average person that loves kids, that has a passion to see the world light on fire for children. And all I have to offer you is a vulnerable person, a vulnerable heart. And that's what I'm going to give to you every time I come on here. You're going to see somebody who's just real, open, honest, and who wants to help the world and wants to help the church, revive, and wants to see the church grow. And the only way the church is going to grow is through kids ministry. That is the way that the church is going to become something amazing. So I have a lot to share. I'm excited to share with you. Go ahead and share this with people and enjoy all the resources coming your way. Can't wait to share with you.